So welcome to, I would say just preparing for the presentation, at least the workshop. When it comes to making that day run pretty smoothly and getting an authentic experience working with APIs, I thought it would be best if we all had our own APIs rather than just using the ones I provide. At least the API keys are the ones that I provide. So instead of just, just waiting to the day of, let me make a short video. I decided to make a short video for us to, use to be able to get the APIs for this workshop. So the next thing, so that's the reason why we have this video. So the next thing we're going to do is actually go to this website. This R Markdown file is going to be, or Quarto file is going to be given to you via the email. So if you click here, which is nice, you provide your organization and you provide your email. Click the I agree. You can read the terms of service, of course. And I actually timed it. It was like 42 seconds in which you were able to receive your API key. It's going to look like this. And traditionally speaking, I would not do this to my students. I wouldn't want to provide this to my students. I shouldn't be doing this and putting this online. But I'm going to go ahead and not use this API key during the day of the conference. And that, okay, we already saw that. Okay, good. Okay. And that this is the email that it gives you. So at the end of the day, I could have just said it's the italicized, long string of digits and numbers. But I still wanted, I decided to just show it to you anyway. So this is what you should have received within the email. Ideally around some 42 seconds, I think, on average, with some variability, of course. So then this is the actual key, and just hold on to that email for a moment, and then we'll eventually get to the location where you would actually store it. Okay. So the next API key, so that's for the census, and then the next one is for the weather map API key. So what you're going to do is click on this link here. You go to, I'm going to do new tab this time. I think I'm automatically going to be logged in. Oh yeah, I am. So I'm already logged in. So I'm going to log out. Okay. And what you're going to do is create an account. Okay. Provide your username, your email, your password, repeat the password, so on and so forth. And then once you create that information, you're going to be able to then, I think you might have to do an email verification. Do not provide your credit card information. We're not going to need to do that. If I'm pretty sure they're not going to prompt you, but if you you are prompted, decline that option. So you're going to sign in. I have my information. Okay, I'm in. I think I'm in. So that's that. So I'm here at the website within the actual open weather. You would think to click to API. That's for you to get more information about it for the most part. If we have time, I may talk about what's going on here during the actual workshop. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my API keys. This is actually going to show you more than I would like to show. So what I did was redact some API keys. We did that. Okay, this is the one that we were going to use. But since I showed it here, we're not going to use this. But these are the ones that I've used in the past. And so what you're going to do is click on, well, not click, you're going to type in your API key name. So of course, when I was first running this, I called it US Scots 2025. You could call it maybe your school name. It doesn't really matter so much. It's just something that you can refer to on your on this left hand side. And then once you click generate, it's going to pop up right here. Okay. Once you click generate, it's going to pop up at the bottom. And then you'll be able to copy and paste, or at least have access to this key. So every single time you log in, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. Okay. So with that being the case, I'm going to do something. So I decided to just transition to R, so that we're okay. So going to R, we're going to now store our keys. So I don't know if, depending on your familiarity or your usage, you might have already installed to use this. I've already installed it, and so I don't have to run this line. But if you haven't, you can go ahead and run that line. What I'm gonna now do is run this line. Okay. Run in the console. In your Cortez files, that's going to be an issue. Okay, when I run this, a file is going to show up. Okay, and this is where you're going to store your API keys. This is where you're going to store your API keys. And so, if you scroll down to the next step, you're going to store them in the following format. So you're going to copy and paste this, and then you're going to keep them in quotes. I believe they're supposed to be in quotes. So your census key will be here, and then your OpenAI key will be there. We're not going to, ideally, sorry, I should articulate this better. So you make sure that you save this file. I'm going to save this onto my, desktop. Just so we all know where the information is. So if we just save it onto your desktop, you're not going to be able to see it. The only time you're going to be able to see it is if you run this line here. You're going to be able to gain access to the actual API key in that way. And then once we have our session on Thursday, you will have the ability to copy this information and into a location within the Course Kata Jupyter Hub, and we'll go from there. So that is that. Hopefully that was informative. That's how we're going to use our API keys during Thursday's workshop. And if you don't gain access to this, or maybe you don't get that far in this video, I'm going to put this in the email. That's fine. I'll just give you the one that I have access to, and then we'll go from there. All right. Thank you so much, and have a great day.